And I still have the whiteboard. Yes. I didn't actually use that a lot last time, but it's really sweet.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we should stop and like circle things.
That's right, we totally should.
Just for the sake of doing that.
Maybe in Star Tropics we will.
Oh my god. That is my jam. I've played that game so much.
I think after this, after every long RPG, we should do 1 week of like palate cleanser one-off week. And Star Tropics could totally be that for us.
It's true.
Lesser nerds might take more than 1 week, but not us for Star Tropics.
Ugh, this song is just like my absolute favorite.
I love everything about this.
Oh, so this one, the reason I kept missing it is that the title for this is "Here's Some Weapons," which I think is kind of a weird title for this one.
I know why it is. Do you know?
I don't remember.
It's because you first hear this when What's-His-Face is shooting arrows into Rosetown.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
"Here's Some Weapons" refers to the townspeople being shot with arrows.
Oh, brilliant. Alright, so there's sheet music, now that I know what the friggin' piece is called.
Very nice.
You know, I think it's fun to mention that we're in 12/8, so we get that fun, like, kind of swingy, triplet-y beat.
It's like, and it's a nice slow tempo for it too, like a lilting swing. I like it. By the way, I bragged to Dana and Karen at Nakvagum, but I'm playing on this controller.
That's so cool.
And this is the best for playing emulated stuff.
That is really fun. I have just like a USB Super Nintendo controller. That looks way cooler.
Yeah, I've been still getting the hang of the Steam controller, I have to say, but given the timing of the semester right now, some of those particular games are on hold.
Karen, I like your description of ice cream shrapnel in Ben & Jerry's. That's perfect.
I really, like, smooth, plain ice cream is fine, but if I'm going to sit and eat a pint at home, it needs to have stuff in it.
Yeah.
You can't. I don't want this ice cream. It's gotta have bits and bobs. You know.
I would agree with that.
When I eat ice cream, I want to feel like I'm gaining weight when I eat it too. That 200-calorie pint is not ice cream. I'm sorry.
I do not want to feel like I'm gaining weight while eating ice cream, but I want to feel like I'm eating that kind of ice cream anyway. So yeah, I get you.
Whoa, he's scary looking. Woo.
He is scary.
He's like an ant made out of metal.
He doesn't take a lot of damage from anything either.
Oh, so having these themes juxtaposed here, you notice how it's the same theme?
Yep.
Just switched it over from accordion. Fun little thematic unity moment here.
I actually had not ever noticed that before. That's really, really awesome.
Oh, really? Wow.
It was just purely because they were right next to each other like that.
How many jumps can Ryan do without slowing it down? That many.
So chromatic.
It is.
I always loved the theme, and I still kind of have to dance to it.
It was a good one. And we retain some of the triplet feel from the 12/8 version of the theme. I love all of the emphasis on that F sharp.
Hey, Chris, nice to have you around in chat.
We'll just like groove into it. And that bass line too, how it keeps alternating between the F sharp and the F natural. Bum ba-dum bum bum ba-dum bum bum ba-dum. I can't sing it, it's too low for me. Like there. The way we emphasize that little moment keeps happening. Or even the ba-da-da-da-da-da. So many F sharps. You know, to speak to the point at the end of the phrase is a little overly emphasized. I mean, isn't that kind of perfectly in keeping with the style of the game? There's a lot of exaggeration of all of the tropes in RPG land. It's like Mario's just like thumbing its nose at kind of a Squaresoft title while being a perfect representative of the genre. But
similarly, Group Hug is like the most white magey name I've ever heard, and I'm in love with it.
Yeah. I'll never get over the chomp sound effect. I love it. It's like a little puppy.
Best.
It kind of is Bowser's puppy.
It is.
Even has a little leash.
Oh, that's bad. I can't bring him back either.
What do we have against Russians?
Well, a lot right now, actually.
I'm just saying in the game. What are we trying to say here?
Yeah, I don't know what's up.
Because his cape is red.
I feel dumb, but we might have to reload on our first fight of the stream, which is not boding well for our night.
Well, again, harkening back to FF6 when I died on the first random encounter, not even a boss battle. So you had underleveled so much.
Yeah, that's where we're at now. I'm not really underleveled though. It's not like I've skipped stuff the way I did in FF6.
Right.
I was outright irresponsible in FF6.
I don't really have anything to say about the percussion, but I'm noticing it at this moment.
It's pretty
kind of lazy. Well, it's also just like a lazy beat. You know, there's not a lot happening with it.
Yeah.
Does it change at all?
No, it's just a straight up loop. I think I should have the sustain to do this, by the way. Just gonna be a slow process. You cannot timed block elemental strikes in this game.
Yeah, that's frustrating.
So this is one of those bosses that can actually hurt you.
and he's like all elemental.
Yeah, all his stuff is like elemental.
He hit you with water, he just hit you with a giant fireball. I love that her healing is therapy. I love that so much. Therapy is wonderful. Go Peach for, fighting the good fight. Although one wonders if she's licensed.
Thinking of who else in the Mushroom Kingdom could potentially be giving therapy, I'm all about Peach.
He's definitely very caring, so...
Also, Dana is absolutely correct that nom 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 is the best sound effect in life.
It's the greatest. It's literally om nom nom. In sound effect form. That pierce sound effect is really effective too. It has kind of a squish to it.
I just like it because you can block it.
Wow.
There's a good... Yeah. The sound effect there tells you when to press the button, too. For people who have not been watching for a couple weeks now, every physical strike in the game, I can press a button at the right time and take no damage.
Yeah, Nintendo's always had a love of rhythm elements incorporated into the games.
Yeah.
I have played Super Princess Peach, by the way. It's a really decent platformer, except it feels so sexist while you're playing. Like, Fat Princess on the Vita feels less sexist than Super Princess Peach. That's not good.
Elaborate. Because I have not played Fat Princess.
No.
Have you played Super Princess Peach?
Yeah.
Fat Princess is just a normal platformer. The conceit is that she is a large-bodied person, and I don't know, that's it, basically. And they don't do a good job developing it appropriately, right? Whereas Peach, like, gets all emotional all the time in Super Princess Peach, and, like, that's her thing.
The crying.
Yeah, the crying and the whining is her, like, superpower, which is the most annoying thing I've ever encountered in a video game.
Man, I haven't played that game in a while. I forgot about that until you just said it. To be fair, though, a lot of princesses get their way by crying, so...
I don't know, it feels icky to me.
Well, we certainly have better examples of lady power in games. Fighting games, I think, do that particularly well. Where there's usually... I guess because there's, like, enough women, you don't have to tokenize any one of them. You get to have a variety of different types.
I mean, kind of yes and kind of no. Like, clothing is not really great for them.
Yeah, that's a losing battle wherever you go,
I mean,
though.
You might be a super badass, but if you're dressed like Laura from Street Fighter V, you're not going to feel like a super badass, ever.
Yeah.
Also, I am going to lose this. We're just going to fast forward through it. Or I'll slow motion super jump it next time.
Maybe you'll get lucky. I don't remember how many hit points he has. His FP is gone.
Yeah, he can't do any more elemental strikes. We've waited him out at this point.
But with Peach gone, that's hard.
Right. What I really needed is Mario alive again. If I had 3 pick-me-ups from the shop, it would be fine.
Yeah.
I just didn't check my inventory before going straight to the boss.
I love the little punctuation of the octave jump at the end there. Bum, 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 bum. It just puts like a nice dot on it. What are you doing?
Nothing.
Alright, yeah, we're gonna fix this. This is pretty much what my thoughts sound like most of the time. That's sped up. That's what your thoughts sound like?
Yeah. It's a confusing place. This is why I always tell my violin students, I work on developing like conscious observation while you're playing, so you can, notice that a note is out of tune and fix it in the middle of orchestra. So one of the things that is a tenet of that is actually saying out loud in a practice session, I'm going to play these 4 measures and observe for strongest and weakest elements, and then I can go from there, figure out what I need to do next. And one of the reasons I have them say it out loud is because, first of all, it adds a little, extra modality because you're hearing it. But I also find that it helps center my thoughts a little bit. It slows down the scatterbrainedness. So
okay,
I do try to teach ears. Teach them ears. I like that.
Here.
I don't know if it's not this game's soundtrack that are my thoughts, but, that idea of the sped up. That's pretty much what it feels like most of the time.
This is what I want. I love what sounds like a coin sound in this particular track. Every once in a while, it's just like a percussion note.
Oh, the little...
Give it a second, since I had to come to the shop anyway.
That.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that. I associate that with a coin sound from Mario, not with a particular musical instrument.
Mm.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay, now we'll save quick, and then go fight the boss again. I am going to fast forward from it.
It's okay. Oh, I like that idea about change in the pocket jingling. So
Yeah,
it incorporates both the coin idea and the sound
And
itself.
the percussive sound, yeah.
Yeah. So, one hemophiliac, being a vocalist, I also make them sing all the time, and they hate me for it. All my high schoolers. I'm like, I don't care that you sound good. I don't have a very good voice either. That's not what I'm trying to do here. You need to be able to audiate it properly. And then as soon as they sing it, I'm like, your F sharp is low. That's why you're playing it low. You're hearing it low. Fix it.
I loved oral theory class. There were some students who despised it, but it was the best thing as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I enjoyed the oral portions of theory the best. Your training.
Alright, we're gonna do this.
So this is the opposite of my thoughts.
Dana's mind works quickly. That's what she's telling you.
It's sheer survival. It's trying to do 6 different things at any given time. All them freelance jobs.
I don't know how you do it.
Well, when money comes out the other end, it makes it a lot easier to say yes.
That's probably true.
I was fighting with a dissertation yesterday, though. Oh, that was my Valentine's. Somebody's dissertation was not behaving in formatting.
Oh, but
everything was going
you weren't
great.
fighting your dissertation, at least.
No, my dissertation is great because I'm formatting it as I go. So, because I already looked up all of OSU's requirements, so I've been writing it in the correct format. So I will have very little to do at the end.
One of my big comments from Peter on the revision was, you know that your footnotes are hot garbage, right? Like, you need to choose a style, Chicago style, and then do it. You can't just do Ryan style footnotes. Because I've just been putting like last name, page 60 or whatever.
Yeah.
Through the whole dissertation for my convenience. Because I knew, like, if I say Miller, I know that means the Guitar Hero book, right?
Mm-hmm.
But, it turns out the final version of the dissertation couldn't do that, which is a travesty.
The new Chicago Manual of Style is going to get rid of IBID.
I heard that, and I made sure to finish my dissertation before I had to fix anything.
Ah.
I didn't want to, go in and change all the IBIDs.
Ibids get tedious, but at the same time, I don't know. I feel like it's a war on Latin. I won't stand for it.
The war against Latin.
You know I am so with you on that.
Oh man, this is fun for like the first 20 jumps, but now it's getting really boring. I hate to say it. Sorry, team.
Hold on. Is this an app or is this a video game? What are you doing?
This is a thing that looks at your webcam and then registers where the laser is. It's a thing that my dad.
The new anti-ibid change takes place in whenever the new version of the Chicago Manual of Style comes out. There's a big conversation for us on Facebook about 2 months ago.
Hasn't come out yet. I don't remember when it's due out. April?
I don't remember either.
Later than that? I don't know.
Before this fall, for sure.
Yeah. Most of my editing ends up being in APA, so...
I made a note that I should probably pick it up before I start teaching. Though I don't have any grad student classes specifically this fall, so I don't think it's going to be an issue for me yet.
More useful is if your library subscribes to the Chicago Manual of Style online. Then you can just look it up there, instead of having to buy the friggin' book all the time.
Super useful.
I'm sure that MSU does. I haven't looked into stuff like that yet, though. They're still figuring out where my office is going to be, and I don't get it until June, which is fine.
Yeah. That's a good way to go about it, though. I don't recommend buying the book for anything.
I don't know. I think it's useful to buy it once. I like having some hand reference.
Yeah, but I guess at this point it's outdated quickly.
Yeah.
I'd rather have the easily updated online.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's also for the searchability factor.
I really like having a written book when I was learning it for the first time as an undergraduate. I like written references. I realized that like I do all the digital stuff, and I don't know.
I'm with you. I prefer hard copy myself, but I have found that with the giganticness of the Chicago Manual, that for me having the searchability online, because I have to teach it every semester, and it makes my life so much easier.
I believe. Yeah. You know, as for sympathetic listening, I wonder if we all start talking more slowly when I slow it down, and that's part of it.
Probably.
Like sympathetic talking as well.
I had a person in undergrad, a professor, tell me that I spoke like a man, and I probably shouldn't do that because I tend to speak kind of low in my range. Yeah, that comment has always annoyed me.
I think that you should then proceed to knee that person like a woman and put him in his place.
It was a she, actually.
Oh.
Oh, I just assumed it was a dude.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking, like, isn't sounding like a dude kind of a good thing? Because then you get listened to. There's a lot of nice bass tones in this one, so I can see lowering the voice. I wonder if that's consistent across our other streams.
Yeah, I don't know.
We haven't done a lot of slowing things down, but...
2 pierces in a row is no good. Now I have all these items, I'm still getting my ass kicked.
Unless it's Hawkeye Pierce, in which case I'll take as many of those in a row as I can handle. I'm a big MASH fan.
Do you know what I just went and saw that was really fantastic? If you haven't seen it, you should go see it. Is The Greatest Showman with Hugh Jackman.
You liked it?
I did. I mean, historically, it's super problematic because of P.T. Barnum and exploitation.
But the musical side of it was fun?
Yeah, Hugh Jackman's a fantastic performer.
Yeah, he is. It had some good people involved. Mostly him. And then people that are famous with the younger people.
I've seen Zendaya in 2 movies now, and I really like her in everything I see her in.
What is she? Why is she a one-named phenomenon? Like, how did she earn that?
I don't know that.
Okay.
Just decided.
Chad, if any of you know, like, why Zendaya is a thing, explain it to me. I could just Google this, but I'd rather crowdsource it.
I mean, I think she's a good vocalist from what I've heard of her. I thought she was super funny in Spider-Man as well. But that doesn't earn you a one-name title, right? Like,
she was in Spider-Man: Homecoming?
She was.
Who was she?
She was the snarky girl who, like, was very cool and didn't give a shit about anything.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, she was cool.
I'd like to point out that now that I bought 9 pick-me-ups, every single one I've thrown this fight has been free. Because that's how this game works.
That's the karma. God, such satisfying sound effects in this game.
I agree. Even though I can't do those jumps without slowing it down for anything.
The take on the one-up noise from the original game is like you've hit a certain number of jumps. I love that.
Oh, she has 4 names. Like she would normally use 4 names? Because, I mean, I've got 3 names, right? But nobody uses Clark, ever. Maybe my mom is
fitting, though. Clark is fitting, I don't know why.
If I somehow pissed off my mom really badly, then it would get used, I guess.
Middle names come out when people. That's really specifically.
For my kids, I only use the middle name when I'm really pissed at them.
I mean, I think a lot of people, you're like, uh-oh.
That's right.
Middle name means I'm in trouble.
Gosh.
I don't even remember a lot of that, though. My middle name just never gets used, ever.
Ooh, aside, Chris in the chat, I like that spelling of Marie.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that person is not from the 70s or the 80s.
Nope. Yeah, my middle name's Marie, but it's M-A-R-I-E. Didn't know that. Middle name twins.
True. Like every other person that I knew growing up.
And Julianne, right? Isn't Julianne or Julianne Marie?
It is Julianne Marie, that's right.
All 3 of us.
Yep. It's really cool.
That's really fun.
Wow, this was extraordinarily crappy. Okay. I do like that in this game the turn order is always fixed. Your whole team goes from Mario down to the right. So if your middle character is dead and you revive him, he still gets his turn.
Mm-hmm. Is that what therapy looks like? Just blowing kisses at people?
That's the group hug.
Oh, that was group hug. Okay, that makes more sense. What does she do for therapy? I don't remember.
I haven't had the opportunity to use it yet.
Yeah,
but I will this round, because she'll use it on herself. So I'll show you in a minute. He's using a new attack that he didn't use last fight that just one-shots me. It's the same thing, basically. Therapy will also heal status effects, I know.
It's kind of a classic, just like invoking, like...
It reminds me of Rosa from Final Fantasy IV.
Mm-hmm. I love that she slaps people, though. That's so great.
Her ultimate weapon is the frying pan, which I think is fantastic. Yes. You can tell I'm just barely equipped to do this, because Mario survives that attack with 3 hit points.
Yeah.
And if he would go down there, this would be close to impossible.
Yeah.
Because now I can heal up to full every time, as long as I time group hug right.
I was gonna make some joke about Peach's ultimate weapon being the frying pan because a woman's place is in the kitchen.
that's a long-standing tradition that goes at least as far back as the Dragonlance novels, where Tika Whalen hits people with a frying pan. I'm sure it's shown up before that as well.
They're heavy. Like, a cast iron frying pan is gonna do some damage.
For sure, if you hit somebody with that, they would not get back up.
That said, arm me with a frying pan, I'd do pretty well.
I actually think it's so heavy that you would do better with a slightly lighter weapon, like a metal pan, instead of a cast iron one.
Or my Dutch oven, which is cast iron and then enameled. You just clunk. It's a two-handed weapon. Obviously, it's a two-handed weapon.
I feel like that's a thrown object weapon, though.
Oh, no. I'm not going to throw my Le Creuset at anyone. Those are like $300 pans. Heirlooms. You can make everything in a Dutch oven. Everything. It's the greatest.
So, the sound when you get her third hit of the slap is remarkably satisfying.
They do a lot of that where, when you do the timed stuff where they stack.
Yeah, bonk,
The
bonk.
later one
Mario's
really...
is pitched, right? Like the teasing sound, minor third.
Yeah. Bonk, bonk.
Then, and you only get the om nom 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 sound when you get it right, of course.
But yeah, speaking of cooking skills as weapons, tonight I made avocado stuffed meatballs and a homemade pomodoro sauce. Yeah. Turned out pretty great.
Man, we had ramen noodles. I'm not a good dad.
Well, tonight was Valentine, because yesterday I was arguing with this person's dissertation, so...
Oh, right.
So this was that dinner.
Here's the slap again. Oh, I missed it. I'm bad at this game. Next time.
I like how it's higher than lower.
Yeah, I love that. It really is like a teasing sound. Here, we'll just hit again. I don't need to heal. She'll just die. Bam! I love the echo on that.
Yeah.
So, one of my big critiques of JRPGs is that I have the belief that once you prove you can make your way through the loop of its AI more than twice, the boss should just drop. Obviously, that is not happening right now.
Games would take so much less time if that were true.
Mm-hmm.
They should get 2, maybe 3 loops, and then they have to be done. Like this is just dumb, right?
I do think that's interesting from like a game design perspective about how many hit points to give your boss. Based on, the assumed level that you would be at without over-leveling. I would even go up to maybe 5.
We've done more than 5, though.
I know, but... Because you still want it to feel like a longer event in the game.
And this is one of 3 or 4 longest bosses in this whole game. No other boss has come close to being a challenge for us. So I do appreciate that.
I love that little sound when you use is it the pick-me-up? I guess it's any of them.
Yeah, it is.
I also associate it with the little flower that tells you that you're lucky, and it even kind of sounds like it's saying lucky.
Oh, yeah.
The timbre of it.
Now, is the sound effect for lucky and once again and HP max all the same? I think it is.
I think so. We'll have to pay attention and see if there's a difference. I think it's the same one.
I think it's
But it's also the freebie sound, right?
Mm-hmm. Alright. Oh, it'll be this one. Yep. Alright, so piece 5.
Here we go. And we get to have the town theme back.
That's right.
Where are we? I forgot.
We're ending Seaside Town. We're on our way to Monstro Village, followed by Cloud City. It's not called that Cloud City, but that's where we're going.
Cloud City. What is this, Star Wars? This kind of feels Beatlesy to me.
Mm-hmm.
I buy that.
You know, like silly Beatles, like Octopus's Garden Beatles.
Yeah.
In that way that they do.
That last phrase, that da-da-da-da-da-da, especially.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that sounds like Paul McCartney singing it right there.
Yeah.
A little bit. It's a little Sesame Streety.
Sesame Street Beatles.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's kind of like a kid song.
Yeah, that may be where I'm making like the silly Beatles thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh and yeah, sorry. The boss is done. Where's the shed to free all the people? I used to know this.
Oh,
Because look, all the people are gone. See?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Isn't it that one?
It's this one. Here we go.
You know, it is something interesting about the children's music is who really works on that in musicology.
I would suggest
there's
Lisa
Aaron.
Scoggin is pretty close to that, doing
The
children-pointed
folks doing-
cartoons.
Yeah, like doing the cartoon music. But like, you know, I know Aaron, working on his dissertation, Manila, has done some really interesting stuff with like Mr. Rogers and Sesame Street and some of the live action things.
Yeah.
But I think kids media gets kind of ignored as
Totally does.
it's
I
like
agree.
the seriousness thing, you know. There's even in our field, how many you know drops of ink were spilled trying to be like, well, video games are legitimate, you guys. As if anyone
In
that does
arguing
it
that they
had
were
beat out
legitimate,
that.
though, I do think that the field has forgotten to argue that they're also for children. And that doesn't make them illegitimate in any
Often.
way.
Right.
Someday,
they're
me and Sarah Pozdrack-Shanevi are going to
There is a chimney you can find in
rewatch
this town.
all of
Sorry,
Daniel Tiger, and we are going to
Oh, yeah.
catalog every motive in all of the episodes of Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood.
There you go. Just write that paper. I'd go to that.
I would very much like to do that paper.
Be a lot of-
I will check
think-
on the chimney. I thought it
There
was...
is. It's one of the back ones here on the right.
Is it this guy?
No. One of these. Is it?
No, it's not one of these.
What town am I thinking? It's one that has similar architecture then.
I think it's Rosetown, and I think we've already
Might be
passed the
Did we already
opportunity
get
to do
it?
it. Unless it's the back of the shed. Nope. It's got to be some other town.
Go back to Rosetown. Let's
Okay.
just see. And plus, it's a fun theme.
It is a fun theme.
I love how it kind of takes a second to get started. It is the back right, though. I do know that.
There's no way.
This guy.
It's this one.
This guy. Yes. Yeah, we did
Oh,
get
we've
that.
done it.
Cool.
So,
oh, I love it.
What instrument is that, Dana? I think it wants to be a clarinet.
Clarinet? Yeah, the clarinet.
This
It's
whole
got kind of like
run
it's
sounds
kind of going
clarinetish
through that,
to me.
like, kind of that like Glenn Miller Orchestra kind of clarinet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna vote clarinet. As we see in the chat, Ren's being idiomatic of clarinet. But video game timbres don't give a rat's ass about what's idiomatic.
It is written as if it was a clarinet, though. I agree with Chris.
That's true. Yeah. Well, and half the time when we sit here and really have a hard time, like we had in some of the other RPGs we've done, it's because they're doing something unidiomatic with the timbre, and so it's a little harder to map.
We can switch out for the Troopa shell. Why not?
Are there beetle shops in other towns?
No, this is the only beetle shop here.
All right, that's the theory. The prevailing theory then is we're making a pun on the beetle shop by making this sound.
That's acceptable to me.
Kind of middle period, slightly psychedelic, silly Beatles.
I think that's the conversation I needed.
It's always also kind of reminded me of like an 80s kids theme song.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a little TV show theme song.
This is the song I think of when I think of Mario RPG right here, by the way.
It's in so many regions. Oh, I love these puzzles. They're not really puzzles, but the timing. So fun. And that springy launch that it makes. What a great sound.
Yeah, agreed.
And the ding from the cannon. Like, so many good sounds happening at once.
We had a long time ways
Okay.
before Barrel Volcano.
Yeah.
Because we have to do all of the cloud area first.
Yeah, that's true. So, Karen, what kind of wine? I forgot to ask.
Oh, that's an important question.
I don't know because it's from Turkey and I can't pronounce it.
Ew.
Yeah.
Fancy.
That's fun. Where did you get Turkish wine?
My sister went to Istanbul last year and she brought me back some wine as a gift. So I literally have no idea. It's just a bottle of red that she said she had there that she liked, so she brought me back one and I can't pronounce it. It's not bad. Pretty good.
Good.
Nice. How do I get that box?
Don't remember.
Alright, well, we're living without it.
Oh, these friggin' gecko things.
Yeah.
It's like the time I was texting with Will Gibbons, and he was saying something about like his cat Watson. He's like, we're in an argument right now about whether it's okay to kill house geckos and like leave them for me. He's like, I'm on the no side, and I was like, okay, hold up, Ohioan, what the hell is a house gecko? So I had to Google it. They're so cute. But I can see we're having.
You've never had house geckos before? I suppose not, right?
No, not in Cleveland.
Right.
Yeah, I looked them up and I was like, oh, look at those. Way more fun than a lot of the things that live in the South.
That is true. Geckos are awesome.
But not so much when your cat is like eating them or half eating them and then delivering them to you.
That's the kicker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, thank you.
I did a year in the Philippines, and man, I love geckos because they would eat all the scary bugs.
Yeah, exactly. Seems like a good thing. It's like having spiders around. Like,
yeah, it's like
as long as we stay out, you know, stay out of my way. Don't be in my bedroom.
It's like having your own pet lizard that takes care of itself in terms of feeding itself.
That's true. Oh, the sound effects. This is all great children's television. Now that we've made that connection, it's everywhere.
For people not in the South or in Pacific Island countries, a house gecko is a very tiny lizard who will crawl on your walls and change colors, and he's super cute, and he eats big spiders and cockroaches, so you want to keep him around. Keep geckos, not cockroaches.
One of the first photos that pops up was them mating. Like, great. Oh, there's multiple ones. Oh, there's one of a spider. I don't know who's eating what. Oh, okay. We're gonna go with this cuter one.
Alright, I want my frog coin for doing this and being awesome. Oh, check this out. We can cheat.
So good. This is
cheating.
Yeah, that is an obnoxious challenge right there.
It's actually not that bad. But this is my only chance to get a lot of frog coins, so we'll try it one more time.
Okay, we'll see if this works. There's a pin of one.
I hit load instead of save. Come on.
Apparently that took me to Pinterest. That's fun.
Mm-hmm.
You found geckos on Pinterest?
Yeah, somebody saved a photo of a house gecko, and it was cuter than some of the other ones. So.
Nice.
Yeah, I think the most pets decide that they are enemy number one, so that is a trouble with that.
Alright. On to Monster Town, where I get to claim all this super awesome equipment. I didn't know you had a corgi. That's awesome.
Very cool.
I do not like our new cat that Addie got.
Your new cat?
Yep. We got a new cat with the new house. And it bites feet. That's why I don't like it.
Oh, yeah. Is it really young?
Yep.
Oh, so we mentioned Turkish wine. This is a favorite of mine. It's the Route 1 Cabernet. It's a cool bottle, too.
Okay.
And they make a couple different ones, but I like their Cabernet a lot.
I highly approve of the idea of the dog being the ring bearer for what it's worth.
Just make sure the dog is socialized enough to not freak out in front of people. As a violinist in a wedding quartet that's done about 200 weddings at this point, I've seen some dogs really not handle it. Obviously, you know your dog, but I've definitely seen them freak out.
I hadn't thought
Same
about
thing
that.
with very small children as like ring bearers and flower girls. Like, it's cute when they're 3, but they can't always handle it. So, and you just have to be okay with that unpredictability. Like, sometimes they're adorable and they like kind of wander and everybody giggles and they're cute, but sometimes they start sobbing in the middle of getting down the aisle and like mom has to go scoop them up. So
if they start crying, that's less than ideal. I agree, by the way, weddings with dogs sounds pretty awesome.
They can be. They definitely can be. Got an inquiry about a wedding where they want some music from Zelda Ocarina of Time, so I'm like, please book me, please.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, they should just only contact you, basically.
Well, it was a friend of mine coordinates performances for Clune Institute of Music, and they got an inquiry, and when she saw that, she's like, oh, I know a perfect person for that.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
She mostly coordinates like student performances, but I often use students. Like I'll call people that are current like masters or DMA students. So she's like, you're helpful because you can make this happen. I do a lot of the arranging too, so when there's like weird requests, a lot of people are like, Dana, you have the giant binders. We played at the VA hospital today. There's a series of performances coordinated at every VA in the country this week as kind of our musical Valentine to the veterans. And so the quartet went and played today, and I just brought all of the music, just like in this giant bag. It was huge and imposing, and just tons of sheet music. So we were just kind of like, oh, this looks interesting. And at some point, one of them was like, hey, do you have any Guns N' Roses? So we're like, yeah. So we played Sweet Child of Mine.
That's pretty awesome. Yeah, I want to know also, what Zelda song do they want?
Oh, I don't know yet, actually. That's all. They just said, I want some music from Ocarina of Time. So if they decide to book us and you get to do that, I'll let you know.
Okay.
That's simple.
The emails have mostly just been like, hi, I've been doing this quartet since 2001. Played a zillion weddings. A lot of experience.
Absolutely should be booking you.
Yeah, well, in this one too, I threw in, I'm like, this is kind of what my PhD's in, so like, I transcribe stuff from the original game files, generally in my own work, but then I also often use that as the basis for arrangements for my groups. So, and we don't get a lot of opportunities to play the video game music, although I'm hoping to do like a little mini sight reading chamber music video game fun time at SideQuest here in the next couple of months. Maybe get a couple just like YouTube video, nothing fancy. So we're always getting requests to send out videos of us playing, and everything I have is really old, so it's like everyone doesn't even like live in the state anymore. Like the few recordings that I have, so. Keep looking down because the cat's down here. Hello.
Wait. Chris, you're like a good musician. You could have video game music at your wedding.
Yeah, Mariachi Entertainment System's amazing. Depending on how far away they are, they might do it. They're so killer. Shout out to Mariachi Entertainment System. I commented, or I shared a video theirs on Twitter, and I was like, I love this, and they responded like, thank you so much for watching. I hadn't even tagged them or anything. I was just like, this video is amazing.
It is really cool.
The idea of catering to the family with that and like doing, I guess, quote unquote, more traditional music, like, it's amazing what the right arrangement can do for that. When my high schoolers were doing the video game recital, I would often just be like sitting with my mom, who's very cool with this music anyway, but you know, I would just be like working on an arrangement or listening to something they had sent me, and I'd be playing it. She's like, wow, you know, when you hear it just even in a MIDI file string quartet arrangement, it sounds so much different. So there's decontextualizing, it helps a lot. And certainly any modern game scores are so cinematic.
Yeah.
Oh my god, are you playing Breath of the Wild?
A little bit.
Joe's playing Breath of the Wild. He kind of hates these games. This is big news.
I love Breath of the Wild. Me and Owen are playing through the DLC right now. It's fantastic.
Yay! Let's all, everyone in chat, encourage Joe to keep playing Breath of the Wild. Tell him how amazing it is. I know, but I'll read them to you.
I don't think anything I can say can convince him either way.
I'm excited. Also, he has the projector backup, which I wonder if I can like get this. See that? See how it's the whole wall? There's Breath of the Wild on the whole wall.
That's awesome.
That is really cool.
Neat.
Yeah, that's ideal.
So yeah, that projector is kind of amazing.
I agree with that. The Master Sword DLC is difficult. That is accurate. Yikes.
I don't have any of the DLC.
The DLC is really good.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild, because it came out on Wii U, right? Didn't it?
Yes, I have it on Wii U, actually.
Yeah.
It was one of those things, like, if you already had a Wii U, it was worth just getting on Wii U, but if you didn't, it was a good reason to buy the Switch.
That's right.
That's still where I am, honestly. Like, trying to figure out which one I want to go to, and then Ryan, you were saying that, you know, there's so much new content, you know, coming to the Switch that's, you know, backwards compatible.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing, where it's like there's a lot of other stuff that
almost all of the Wii U's good games are on the Switch now. Today, in fact, Bayonetta 1 and 2 released for Switch, and it's been out for Wii U for 2 years.
Yeah, that's what I need to do a little creative thing on. It's time. So.
It's a good one. Mario Odyssey's really fun. I love just like the hat mechanic is so fun. And Stardew Valley is gonna get multiplayer on Switch.
What?
Yeah.
Well, doesn't it have multiplayer on Steam now?
Probably. I haven't really explored it yet.
Yeah. No, there.
Yeah, but folks are very excited about that. I'm all about, you know me and Stardew Valley. It's like my #1 game. I love stuff like that. Yeah, we've talked about this in our partner preferences in the game, and you know they all have such distinct personalities.
I knew that Mario Odyssey was really good when Tom had nothing bad to say about it.
Oh, that is surprising.
I know, right? Now it's definitely like I need to get a Switch so I can play the game that Tom approves of. The one game.
Odyssey's really fun. Which tune in Mario Odyssey makes you think of Metroid? I'm not that far in it, so... Oh my god, my son was playing Mario Odyssey at GameStop for Christmas, then yelled in the store, "Hey Santa, can you get me this?" That's so cute.
Oh, you're SOL though.
I'll have to listen for that. I'm just like yogaing in my chair here for a moment. Don't mind me. Oh, I love the ghost hovering noise. So cute.
Chris, I have not said they can't be specifically, so you're welcome to try it and find out. I think it should be.
I post blanks. Constantly. I'm all about this shirt. It looks so good on stream. Just like taking a moment to appreciate Redbubble here. They do good work.
You know I'm with you on that.
This is the February shirt.
Yeah.
1 per month. It's my rule.
I gotta say, I think the next thing is the leggings.
Yes.
Must be done.
It's wonderful. Yeah, because I've got my Zelda shirt, and I'm gonna try to not repeat games until I've gone through most of the wish list. So it's like I have multiple Zelda and Mario shirts that I've saved, but
yeah.
I think next up for me might either be Super Metroid, which we should play through on the stream.
We should. I can beat that. I can beat that in 45 minutes too, if we need to.
Let's not do that though.
I play a lot of Super Metroid.
But remember where the going too quickly screwed us with Link to the Past. So it's like we can't get our bearings to be like, oh, music theme. Where are we now? Brinstar. Yeah. But there's a couple really good Super Metroid shirts. There's one. It's right when she lands on the planet and she's standing on top of her ship. And then it also has the logo, so it's a really neat one. So that might be next. Or there's a couple Final Fantasy VI shirts that just seem like I should own them.
I'm surprised they have Stardew Valley merch.
Mm-hmm. Not a ton of designs, but a couple good ones.
Yeah, they're not my favorite.
All right, I think I have to go back and pull a New Fortune.
I've contemplated making some of my own designs. Yeah, stamina wheels.
Assist.
What?
No.
Hey, if you need stamina, just cook for it, honestly.
Yeah. He's still early enough. He only has like a little bit of upgrade after the first wheel here.
It's really fun. I like the.
It's also raining. Like that's your first issue.
You can only climb in the rain if you have max stamina. Otherwise, you just can't do it.
Yeah, you pretty much need max stamina to climb in the rain. That's the biggest annoyance in this game. When actually Steve and I agreed on this, the rain, it's like constant.
I wish. Well,
not in every area.
There are two areas where the rain is permanent until you do stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not just thinking that. The rain is actually permanent in two things.
But they're even after I've done the things. Like I know what you mean, but
there's still a lot of rain though.
There's areas where I'm like, man, I always seem to like draw the short straw on the weather, and then I have to maybe try and get under a rock and set up a fire and wait a while and hope that when I wake up it's not storming.
Yeah.
The worst one though, there's that one shrine quest where you need a blood moon to happen, and you need to be standing on the thing during the blood moon in order for the shrine to happen. And that was one of those, like, the little text that tells you what to do was very clear. So it was like, oh, I have to go, like, stand on the thing during the blood moon. But I was having a really hard time where, like, it just wouldn't give me one. I just kept
not
going.
Random. You know that, right?
It's not?
No.
Sure as hell felt like it.
If you go kill 4 Lynels, you'll have a blood moon.
Oh, well, I haven't even done that at my very advanced stage in the game. I'm terrified as shit of those things. I keep saying I'm going to do it soon.
They're the one enemy that Owen makes me fight still.
Yeah, I run like the wind with those. Or I could take them fun, but it's like, it's also just I don't know. I need to get better at the parrying. I've been able to cheese a lot of the game without doing that, so...
The Guardians, you absolutely have to be able to do it.
I haven't so far. I Guardian farm all the time, but I don't tend to do a lot of the parrying.
The parrying will kill them near instantly. It's so much faster.
I need to get better at it. But then, yeah, the other thing is, like, you have to warp back to it at, at the right moment, so... Yeah,
There's a man in one of the stables you can talk to, and he will tell you if the next moon will be a blood moon. So what you do is you just talk to that man over and over and then rest, and then you warp to the spot, or walk to the spot, and trigger it once, it'll happen for you.
That's useful. I went and did some other things, and then I think I finally saw one was coming, like, because you can see the red moon rising, and so then I warped back. But yeah, I wasn't able to do it.
One of the harder and more annoying overworld ones for me was catch a deer and be on this spot.
Yeah. So where are you right now that you need to climb this thing in the rain?
No idea. There's some lizard things that'll kill me in one hit if I try to go around.
Oh, you're trying to get out. Okay. Yeah. Are you following the river?
It's off. There's yellow line. That's it.
What map disappeared?
Map it.
I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, you have to go into the menu for that. Oh, I'm excited for the Mario Odyssey thing here. Alright, open a new tab.
I love that he hurls a Mario doll when Mario is incapacitated.
Yeah.
I like the idea of Bowser owning a Mario doll.
There we go.
Oh, too much stuff happening right now.
Chris posted the Mario Odyssey tune in question. It sounds like Super Metroid.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to mute Skype for a moment. Because I'm not going to hang up. That's dumb.
Open the volume mixer. You're on a PC, right? Oh, good. All right, onward. To Bologna.
I love when Mario gets to be electricity on a wire. It's like one of my favorites.
I need to get a Switch. It's gonna be my reward for finishing Will's chapter as a Switch.
There you go.
Let's talk about how creepy "you all look delicious, but how do you taste" is as a line.
Mm-hmm. That's like something that's probably been said to me on the street waiting for the bus.
Oh, gross.
That was the worst part. I lived in a really cool neighborhood down in Columbus, but that was a constant occurrence down there.
I like that Princess Toadstool tastes peachy, by the way. That's a good in-joke.
Ha ha ha.
Also, I like that we have a lot of Peach clones because they don't swing very hard.
Yeah, you know, it's always hard when I'm hearing two things at once, but I hear... Maybe it's just because the loops are both so short. I like it, the similarity I hear is between the getting an item sound and Super Metroid. Ba-bum-ba-bum. What is the news show that uses that? Bum-bum-bum-bum.
I don't know. All we have to do is finish Belome, and then I get the super suit, and I can quit worrying about any of this stuff for combat.
Are we sure it isn't below me?
Okay, I like Below Me. I do.
Because he's in the sewer, so he's literally below you.
Right.
Speaking of pronunciation, even though Doug can't be here tonight, he every time I join into one of his practicing streams that he does, he always has a hard time pronouncing my name, like my handle. He's like, "Hi, musicologist." I enjoy that very much. And it's you know, hard to type like. No, because like anyone that knows musicology kind of emphasizes it that way. So
right.
Not that he doesn't know what that is, but like yeah, it definitely it's one of those that looks better on the page than I think saying it.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm hearing there's some news, like famous news show that has a theme that kind of reminds me of. I'm just gonna look up a bunch and see if anything rings a bell. That is it. Oh my god, it's ABC World News Tonight. Okay, listen to Super Mario versus this.
I'm glad we figured it out. Mario tastes sour.
Because that's the Mario one versus. That's it. It's World News Tonight. Yes. Man, Name That Tune is so much harder when there's another one playing in the background.
I know, it's so ridiculous. Congratulations to both Dana and Chris for winning tonight's Name That Tune.
Good. What is that face? Oh, you died. The rain is annoying, I agree.
It's going to be happening.
It's going to be raining.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be raining.
You're gonna die a lot in Breath of the Wild. You just need to accept that you're gonna die.
Death is a part of life, you know?
This is awful. This is the worst thing.
Don't say that! You just said I can't imagine the kind of person who would like this. I feel like that was very pointed, sir.
Wait, 4 soundtracks at the same time? Was this like Nightmare Retail? Where were you? Also,
Good
that's
question.
disgusting.
A movie theater. Oh yeah, I can see that. But on that, you know, it allows me to plug an all-time favorite Radiolab episode, 4-Track Mind. It's about a man, for those who haven't listened to it, who can basically parse 4 musical strains simultaneously in his head without losing track of any of them. And they've done tests, and you know, they'll have him kind of in his head start 4 different symphonies and just be playing them. He'll start one, and then they'll say, okay, start the Beethoven's Fifth. Okay, you know, now start Mahler 2 or whatever. And then they stop, and they have him hum where he's at in the music, and then they check it against the score. So that's how they determine that he actually can do everything at once. And it turns out that he is also a ragtime pianist. So something about
that makes sense, actually.
Doing 2 different things with the hands and the stride piano on the left. Yeah, I love that episode. It's one of their shorter ones, one of their like Radiolab shorts. Definitely worth a listen though. It's super fun.
Yay, Monster Town. We're here. New music.
Yeah. Listen to it a little bit.
I love that you can set the fan.
Mm-hmm. It looks angry.
Yeah.
It's good game activities.
Pitched percussion is often used in Square soundtracks to represent weirdness. Elsewhere as well, but especially in the Square RPGs.
With this roll effect too.
That's right. Like in Final Fantasy
track,
VI, the
it's just called what? It's either just called what, or it's called a bunch of question marks, depending on whether you're using the Japanese or the US release. Yeah, that one is probably, that was the first thing that came to mind for me too when you said that. I love how she's the little hip. I wish I could get my hip to pop that good. That is a good isolation happening right there. Chat is doing like a weird thing where it won't let me scroll to the bottom. Chat.
I'm hearing like a jet engine all of a sudden. Oh, never mind. I think that's just the Sky Troopers.
There we go. Let's see if it's fixed it. Sergeant Flutter. How cute is that?
So I've been watching My Little Pony constantly with the boys.
Yeah.
I'm reminded strongly of the Wonderbolts here.
The Wonderbolts?
Yeah, like the professional flying Pegasus troupe.
Okay. Joe, do you know about the Wonderbolts in My Little Pony?
Yeah.
Wonderbolts? Is it Thunderbolts? I could be mishearing on that.
It is Wonder.
Yeah.
Wonder. It's Wonder.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I do know.
Apparently, Ryan's been watching it with his kids.
Oh, here we go. I've gotten it. 100.
Remember that year that there was a Brony conference concurrent with AMS?
Yes. That was before I had seen any of the show. Also, it was super weird.
Oh, who the best pony is? Who's the best pony, Ryan?
It depends on which kid you ask.
What? Who's your best pony? Obviously.
Yes.
Oh, I'm from Iowa. I like Applejack.
Applejack.
That's a funny way of pronouncing Twilight Sparkle.
Did that come through on chat?
Yeah.
Joe has opinions. Also, he showed me ones with John Delancey in them. They're delightful.
Oh, I love him.
Yeah, he's so. Who does he play? What's his character in My Little Pony? Discord. Yeah, he's a cool character too.
He's so good.
I love this conversation. Like, Goomba has left the Koopa Troop to live in Monstro Town to get away from Bowser.
I ran away because I was scared. Aw. Look how far I've come. I'm managing a store.
Yeah, look here. I've got kids now.
Look at his little Goomba triplets. Who did he have them with, I wonder? Or do Goombas reproduce?
You know, there is a Goombette playable character in Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door.
Okay. Well, there you go. Yeah, John Delancey is the guy who played Q.
Yeah.
Which we finally hit in Star Trek Voyager, because Joe has a thing against Season 1 of Next Gen, which you kind of can't blame him. Season 1's real rough.
Season 1 takes some time to get started. There's no denying that.
Once it gets good, it's amazing, but for that reason, I backed off and said, why don't we, there's no reason we can't just start with Voyager. The only thing is, I think Q in Voyager is better if you've already seen him and his way of harassing Picard, and then seeing like the way that he does it differently for Janeway. That's the only thing that I think you lose, but we just hit where Q sets up.
Yeah.
And he's wonderful.
Yeah, he is wonderful. I knew him in things that were not Star Trek before I ever watched Star Trek. By the time I got to watch Star Trek, I was like, I already know who John Delancey is. And
the problem with streaming the Paper Mario games is that all of the good ones would require a better computer than what I've got. So this fall we could do it, but it's going to be a while before I can put those on the stream. And they are about as long as this, by the way.
Yeah, I don't. Length is only a problem in that after a while, a lot of the music ends up running together, and so then we're kind of sitting here like, okay, we already said that.
Mario RPG has actually been pretty good to us about that, though. This track is new, for instance.
There's a lot of variety.
Yeah.
That drum roll.
Did you see how much damage I'm doing with Mario now?
Yeah.
Mario is just like a god now.
Peach has her umbrella, which is great.
I like the parasol.
Watch Fighter. Sensei! You felt my key, didn't you? Oh, and he's so cool. Look at his, like, little green mohawk.
I know, right?
Good sound effect for the throwing the punch sound.
He hits like a truck, too. Except on Mario, because he's immune to everything now.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, can I just whack him? Yeah. So doing 100 jumps, by the way, is super hard normally. You guys have seen me come close on stream now in the slow motion mode. And doing 100 jumps on the stream gives you an item that just wrecks the game. That fight normally takes me 20 minutes, took me 4 rounds.
Yeah, it's wonderful. And then he's like, rematch me. Wish to challenge me. Tisk tisk.
I thought you got something for beating him, but I guess not.
What do we add, like an organ in here? What is that?
I'll go back. Hold on. It is an organ, though.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Doug.
It's just kind of an interesting usage. You know, we're so often using organ for bosses, but we point out how early. Yeah, that's on my end.
Okay. Here's our organ.
It's so silly and bombastic. Especially paired with the rolled percussion.
Yeah.
The skeleton bone percussion. I'm picturing, the Mickey Mouse thing.
Yeah.
This sort of music, when I have an isometric cartoony style like this, it makes me want to synchronize my movements to the music. Organ and marimba? How did you compete for volume in that? I would think the organ would just blow you out of the water.
Probably has to do with what stops they're using, right?
Yeah, that's probably true.
The composer that knows the instruments well could write stuff that, works well on the texture.
You would almost have to write it for the specific organ at hand. By the way, to get Culex, should we go to Rosetown and buy that thing?
Oh, yeah.
Because I feel like we should not skip Culex, because that music is awesome and I want to talk about it. It's Moleville, actually.
Doug, I have no doubt that you won. You always win. You are made of win.
The guy up here, I think. Not this guy.
The comment about the organ patches on the keyboard, well, of course, what is actually sampled from life in any of these games? But the organ, there are a variety of organ samples that get used in games. It's a favorite of a lot of game designers, especially JRPG. Pipe organ is mostly reserved for final boss battle types of things when it shows up, but that more electric organ shows up everywhere. Just all over the texture. Yep. Dancing Mad, see my 6th dissertation chapter. It's all over the place. Or see our Final Fantasy VI stream where I try to summarize my dissertation chapter.
That's right. Here it is. Where's the fireworks?
Oh, Mulville theme is so fun.
It is somewhere.
Ah, yes. When we were playing Zelda, and we were like, is that Chris Houlihan of the Houlihan Room? And you're like, no.
Yeah.
And we didn't even do the Houlihan Room because it's a bit obnoxious to do.
Ooh, what are you writing on FF6? I might have something for you too.
Yeah, I mean, Ryan and I can send you things. Shoot us a message. Short version, my dissertation is looking at representations of injury, disease, and mental illness in 8 and 16-bit soundscapes. So I am looking at how the game presents Kafka as mentally ill, and then looking at his leitmotif as kind of foreshadowing all of the elements that make us fearful of him due to the mental illness, and how then it kind of culminates in Dancing Mad. So I'm looking specifically at his themes.
I'm looking at it, by the way. Decided we're not going to waste any more stream time figuring it out. All it says is a mole man in Moleville. That's not useful. New website. Okay, find the girl who's selling the rock. One of the houses. Somebody sells the fireworks. Here we go.
The comment about there's so much possible on a serious organ, like, I have a moment. So I am finally redoing my Bach paper from many years ago. There is a Bach and Screen Media Conference happening this weekend at BW here in town. Reba's going to come in, and Rebecca Phillip's going to come in, and James Deville's going to come in. It's going to be wonderful. And
man, I'm jealous. I want to come.
Yeah, right?
It's like an awesome list of people.
It's gonna be a party. So yeah, Reba's coming in on Saturday afternoon. So we're gonna spend the most of the weekend together, and then I'll take her back to the airport on Monday. So, so I am polishing my Bach paper for that, giving it a little more Bach than before, just because of the audience there. And why did I bring this up? There was a reason I brought this up. Oh, organs. So right. It's the Bach paper was the use of the D minor toccata and fugue in 8-bit games, and I'm also retooling it to focus more on the Captain Comic stuff because that seemed to get all the traction in that paper. So I'm gonna go a little bit more into that. But the
yeah, we're gonna do QLEX. Dana, you finish first though.
Oh, so, yeah. So the organ performance that I really love of the Toccata and Fugue is the Michael Murray. It's some church in California, but oh my goodness. He takes the most ridiculously quick tempos. It's absolutely thrilling. It's like sit on the edge of your seat listening to it. Good. Let me see if I can link it in chat, and then we can move on here to QLEX.
Okay.
Oh, he looks just like a Final Fantasy boss.
I would love it if QLEX would show up as a Smash Brothers trophy or something. That'd be baller.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
If you have the super suit, QLEX is not hard. Without it, it sucks.
Yeah.
So, before we had the internet, and keep in mind this game came out in a world where few people had it, and the resources were not available, a lot of us assumed he was from Final Fantasy V, the game that didn't come to the States.
Oh, yeah. Because there was no way to really check that.
That's right.
Talking with you has stirred up certain memories.
Ugh, will you... Can you, like, mute that creepy child?
I've been thinking about it lately.
What is going on?
Persona. He switched over to Persona 3. And the kid that, like, shows up at your bedside and is like, hey there, I'm a creepy child. I'm dressed like I just got out of prison, and I have giant eyes.
For organs that don't have a lot of stops, I don't know if I have the chord length to show it. I'm going to see what I can do here. My hand is in the way. I'm awesome at this. No. You can just barely see it. I've got a parlor organ just outside the office right now. It's about 13 stops.
Oh, cool.
And the reason it is just outside my office at my front door is because it is heavy. And I am currently unwilling to move it.
I just noticed your little star pillow over there.
Oh, yeah. It has a big rip in it. You can't
so
see
cute.
it on the camera, but it is soon to be repaired. Okay. Back to Culex.
Culex! The track is Conversation with Culex, which I just love.
It is the boss theme from Final Fantasy IV.
This just brings me so much joy.
Super jumps, by the way, are notoriously difficult to do on Culex. You'll notice, so I'm not actually going to do it. You'll notice that he moves up and down constantly. That is specifically to screw with people who can do 100 super jumps. Because the distance that you have to jump on him will change every frame. Even in slow motion, I probably could not do it.
I'm so happy. I love this theme.
This is an excellent boss theme. That's a very Zeromus thing to say, by the way. We are woefully undergeared to do this, except for Mario. Everyone's gonna go down, except for Mario, just so everybody's aware of that in advance. The only reason to be in here right now is because Mario has the super suit. I don't even know if we can do it then.
God, I get so amped! Everyone's a toadstool. Look how cute they are.
Yeah, I forgot that all the status effect stuff happened.
I have a transcription of this somewhere, but I don't have it on me, so...
We're probably going to have to load and come back later, but it's fun to see anyway.
Just so much joy. Ooh, first RPG. What was my first RPG?
Dragon Warrior 1 for me.
Heck yeah, me too.
Dragon Warrior
I'm
3.
old.
Not as old as me.
For me,
Yeah,
I
Dragon
think yeah, Dragon Warrior 3 was probably it.
Definitely number one.
I technically played Castle Adventure on IBM XT before that, but that's not a straight JRPG because the genre hadn't yet been invented.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like you move a club icon around a very, very tiny monitor, right? And you go like attack spade icons inside this castle. Percent signs were the enemies sometimes.
Yeah, I know I played Final Fantasy VI and Chrono Trigger pretty early, but it would have had to be something on NES first, because we definitely had just the NES for a few years, my brother and I. And he was more into RPGs than other styles of games, so that was really what we had the most of.
Oh, that's just gonna one-shot Peach.
That or just like your classic platformers, adventure games, that sort of thing.
Even with the super suit, I'm not sure I can do this right now.
Okay, he's meant to be like a boss that takes a while. Which is why I think they chose rightly with the theme here.
Agreed. Yep.
Oh, I love that. I love that you died in the middle of that, actually, so we could hear it, like, winding down. Just runs out of steam.
We will come back and do this later once I get the lazy shell armor for Toadstool. It's totally worth hearing the theme once now anyway, though.
Oh, so good.
Just fair warning, I'm gonna have to bounce really soon. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's get to the cloud place, then we can call it for the night.
Okay.
I think if I go back to Land's End, that'll happen.
You can get so many, like, coats. What do they sell at Land's End?
Nice. Beaten to the punch on an awesome pun. I know the feeling and it sucks.
I got that a lot at Akvogan this year where somebody was like, I was gonna say it, but you tweeted it already. I should be quick.
Oh, right, this bridge. Blah, 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 blah. Speeding up for Karen's sake here.
I was always so confused about Land's End. Why is the code store my parents like in this game? All caps.
Hold on, we're just gonna have to escape, because I don't want to fight anything. I think I was supposed to have gone a different way. We'll see. Yeah, it just takes you back to the beginning. Let me go back up. We're gonna fast forward again. Sure.
So fun.
The ghost noise is pretty sweet. So it's not this. Something on the cliff side, I know. This is the beginning of the area, right? Alright, we'll go back to Monster Town one more time. There are no more bosses, all we have to do is arrive there once we do what we need to do.
Mm-hmm.
Should be this first door.
She's so sweet. Hope you find your star, dearies.
Yeah, but that means that I'm supposed to already remember what to do. Because none of these people are useful anymore. I got my super suit from them. They're done. Oh, right. Hold on. We don't want to do this. No, I will not fight you now. Without any weapon or armor, you have no chance. It's not the Three Musty Fears room. We're going to do that when we come back for Culex. This is Jinx. So there's nothing. All we have to do is go to Land's End and make it work, I guess.
Because you did Monster Town.
You're supposed to go to Land's End and end up in Bean Valley.
Back in the desert area, head north to end up in the mountain area. The paratroopers will arrive and you have to jump off their shells until you reach the top.
So it is in the desert area at the top here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I can work with that. Now that I'm doing 300 damage a kick, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it's pretty quick. So tomorrow's an exciting day. Mozart and the Jungle Season 4 comes out.
I'm 100% not excited about that.
Why not? Well, have you watched seasons 1 through 3?
No.
Well, then there's your problem.
If I catch up on a TV show I've not seen, it's probably going to be Riverdale.
That just looks very WB to me. And I mean that in a bad way.
I hear good things, but I haven't.
I've heard good things about it, even though I share that assessment 100%, which is why I'm like intrigued and confused. Contrigued, that's a word. It's late.
Intrigued.
Alright, head north in the desert area. Well, we can do that.
You sure it wasn't the other north?
I think it was the other north.
And then I think you have to go down one of these.
I think so too. Let's pop down and find out. Maybe I have to pop down one of the ant ones. Where am I now? If I take too many of them, I end up in Monster Town, right? So you don't want to do that.
I think you do have to keep following him.
Here it is.
There we go.
Alright. I thought of, there's one level in Super Mario 3 where you have to jump on flying red beetles.
Mm-hmm. They're so helpful. Nicely done, Mario. Sergeant Flutter, so cute.
I thought he gave me something for being awesome at doing it.
I think if you go back and try to do it again, that's when he does it.
Oh well. We're gonna just stomp through beans.
Oh, I love this. Adventure!
That's right. What piece of classical music does that sound like to me? Yeah, it's the Nutcracker. Even though I'm supposed to know all this stuff, until I physically sing it, I can't come up with the name of a single piece of music.
Sometimes that happens to me. I would agree. All that embodied knowledge from performance.
That's right.
I've done that in orchestra where like I hear them doing a snippet, and since I teach at the same school that I went to, you know, she has the same library, so a lot of the music was, I played this when I was 16 on this very stage. Nice. So, but I have to go, wait, what is that? And then I'll like play it and be like, oh, you know, it's like St. Paul's Suite or whatever. They're doing Hoedown, the classic.
That's fun.
Yeah, high school violinists always love when it goes up the octave. It's got some pretty high stuff, which always sounds so good with the high school section. I'm gonna get to play some viola on one of the chamber music groups that I work with. They're doing Dvorak's Serenade, I think. I'm coaching another group during the time, but they don't have violas, so the other coach and I are going to play viola like in their little chamber orchestra for it. So I better get the music to that. I should practice viola. Anything but the viola. I love the viola. When I started playing, I was like, I think I was supposed to do this instrument all along. I always had a hard time with really high passage work in orchestra. Not like not being able to do it, I just hated it. Like, I found it very unsatisfying, and I was always I enjoyed second violin. I liked harmonies. I liked kind of moving between different roles in the musical texture. In chamber music, I can go either way, but in orchestra, I started requesting, can I sit in the seconds, and then be like, you're not a violinist, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, I used to do the same thing all the time on brass, where they always wanted me to play lead, and I'm like, nah, I'd like to play the lower parts, and I like them.
Yeah, I enjoy that. I like finding harmonies. I find that way more fun. Unless it's Mozart, like, you know, those poor second violins in any piece of Mozart where you're just like, boo.
Yeah.
Like, let me play 16ths
Right.
forever. Motor rhythm galore. But yeah, I started.
As a tenor, I had a huge advantage in that department. I only ever sing the melody or one specific harmony, and that's it. That's all I ever have to know.
True. I started viola because my master's recital was intentionally about being weird. At that point, I'd already gotten accepted for the PhD, so I was like, I'm not following your rules. You know, you say I have to have a Bach piece. What if I substitute like a Heinrich Bieber Rosary Sonata? They were all just looking at me like, all right, kid, do what you want. Like, oh, good times. But yeah, so I picked up viola because I was doing this Claude Bolling suite for violin and jazz piano trio. But the one movement, the tango movement, is just randomly for viola. It doesn't say anything about that in the score. There's just a viola movement. I'm like, all right, cool. And I wanted to play it, so my teacher was like, we'll get a viola then, we'll figure it out. So then I got to do a little bit in chamber orchestra, and ever since I've just been like, this instrument and I get along well. I enjoy it.
Nice.
Speaks to me.
Oh, since we're approaching the end, I want to remind everybody, if you have Amazon Prime, you get Civilization 4 for free with all of the expansion packs. And it is awesome, and you should be picking it up. If you're a music academic person and this is the only stream you watch, you can use your Amazon Prime account to throw money towards me, Dana, and Karen, and Julianne.
Really?
For free. Yeah, you get one free subscription a month, so you can, for no cost to you, feed us $5 a month.
That's cool.
And again, if this is the only stream you watch, you should do that.
I mostly just watch Doug's practicing. It's mesmerizing.
Yeah, speaking of which, Doug, I just need to start throwing you my free subscription, because I'm not doing it. And you do have to do it every month.
That's cool. Does it like auto-subscribe, or do you just have to... You actually have to go in and change it every time?
Chris, I forget whether it was the year I've sent it to you, but I know I have sent it to somebody for an OCR Secret Santa gift, so it was probably the year I drew your name. It is a superlative album, though. I can't say enough good stuff about Calling All Dawns. I could talk about that album for the next 70 minutes. I love the idea of song cycles that aren't white guy music.
Holla! It's great. Karen and I had a really fun conversation via Facebook Messenger about like trying to kind of brainstorm chamber musicians who aren't either themselves are not white dudes or are specializing in non-standard rep. It was a really neat conversation. Difficult, though. Kind of frustrating in how difficult it was to come up with a lot of names.
Yeah. I'm still coming up with a long list, but I'm working on it.
Drum Ultima just subscribed.
I know, I'll run away. I would love to be able to just, whenever I have a problem, I know, I'll run away.
It's a seed. I like how seed is in quotes, like it's dubious.
It's a
seed.
The legals.
Bonk. I like how in the Mario canon this is, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always found climbing these annoying. We've talked about the 3D of this game.
Yeah.
And how it can suck sometimes.
This is the best example of that.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
But I love the heavy Troopas. Look how cute they are.
Yeah.
Look at those chubby cheeks.
I know.
Well, take this fly.
Oh yeah, that 4 damage, Peach.
So how do I do this whole Amazon thing? Do I have to go through my Amazon page, or can I do it through Twitch?
Click the crown is what you have to do. There's a crown icon in the upper right.
Uh-huh.
And then you'll be invited to link your Amazon account.
See?
And then you'll get all the free benefits. If you play Hearthstone, you get free card packs. If you play Warframe, I think you get free stuff. Other Blizzard games get freebies as well. Some games I don't play get freebies, so I don't know what all that is. And you get to subscribe to 1 Twitch channel a month for free.
Very cool. And then does it unsubscribe at the end of the month, and then you reset that?
That's right. Every month you have to reset it.
Okay, cool.
I agree with this assessment of shitty climbing, by the way.
Yeah, it's obnoxious.
Also, this box right here, whatever was in it, I would rather just not have it. It's what I call the Mega Man problem.
The Mega Man problem.
There are a number of situations where Mega Man gets stuck under a set of blocks that are exactly his height, and you're just SOL, unless you're frame perfect.
It's really annoying.
None of the jumps here are super difficult, except I seem to be screwing myself on that blue vine every time.
Yeah.
But once we climb up to Nimbus Land and save, I think we'll be done for the night.
Yeah.
We'll do Nimbus Land next.
I really am hearing the Nutcracker now, ever since we pointed that out.
Yeah, me too. I can't unhear the Nutcracker at this point. This is even more, like, conscientious a reference in my mind than the Chopin was.
Yeah.
I wonder how many allegories... Hold on, we're just going to start doing this. I'm so pissed. Oh.
There you go. That's why.
There we go.
Well done.
Thank you. Right when I make the save state and I get really mad, like, of course it works then, right?
That's how it always works, to be honest.
You know what else you can do with an Amazon Prime? Watch Mozart in the Jungle, Season 4.
I laughed so hard I fell from that jump.
It's so good! the first time I watched, I think, the pilot, and I was like, oh, come on.
I think I watched the pilot, and I was like making jokes about sticking the oboe places with Addie, and it was going to be all about sex and not about music, and then we quit watching it.
Yeah, I mean, that was the, I remember thinking, like, okay, they're going a little heavy on, like, the sex, drugs, and classical music, and then I went back and watched it again for some unknown reason. I was, like, running out of things on Netflix or flipping around, and I rewatched it, and I'm like, I felt like I was in denial before, because definitely none of these people are caricatures. Like, I know all of these musicians from conservatory days, so after that point, I kind of gave over to it. But they do end up, I thought, focusing more on the music in a way that is very satisfying. There's a Messiaen episode in season 3 that's one of my favorites.
I'm hearing a paper, Dana.
I don't know what I would write about it. Mm-hmm. They certainly, I think that they use the really standard rep very well.
Ah.
But yeah, I'm excited.
No. No.
I think it's gonna be a good season.
Fall off the spine.
Oh, what I'm most excited for is
beautiful jump. Okay.
We're gonna see I guess this isn't too big of a spoiler, but the oboist, the main character, she's transitioning into learning how to be a conductor. So I think they're showing her doing more of that this season, and I think it's all going to be about, like, the frustration of the boys' club of conducting and trying to do competitions, and how exactly do you break into that world. So I'm kind of excited to see what they do with that.
Okay.
Yay!
Almost every modern Sky theme is flute/piccolo sound. Mm-hmm. And this is no exception.
And that string.
There's a harpsichord element here too that's really
nice. The
nice.
middling string backdrop as well.
This track in particular, I spent most of my morning playing the new Secret of Mana remake. And
you
this
didn't
track,
like it though, right?
No, God, I hated it. It was awful. But the music to the original game is fantastic. And this track sounds very Secret of Mana to me.
Yeah. Yeah, it totally does.
It's that, the rolling tambourine is what does it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that sounds like a silly element to point out in this piece when I should be talking about the flute, but I'm serious. It's the tambourine that really makes it a Mana track.
So you want to give the quick version of what's wrong with the Secret of Mana?
Oh man, I'm gonna have to, because I'm home most of the day tomorrow too, so I'll make a quick stream tomorrow of what is wrong with Secret of Mana. But they don't animate any of the faces when they're talking, so you hear, and it's voice acted, so you hear talking and voice lines to this, and it's really creepy.
That is annoying.
And that should disqualify it in and of itself. But the music is also not good. And the bar for remixes for Secret of Mana is super high. I can point out to 4 amazing, stellar, professional grade remixes just off the top of my head. And this is not that. This is they add in weird choir parts sometimes. Sometimes it sounds like they added in the wrong layer from a different track and just messed up. It's not good.
Cool.
Not like this. Yeah, sorry. This, Nimbus Land for Super Mario RPG, is awesome and a reminder of why Secret of Mana is a good game, but not the remake. You can turn on the original music at any time, though, which helps. And there's some...
That is nice.
There's some new tracks that are really great, but when it is bad, it's very bad. The one that's really annoying to me, which is too bad, because I never... I'm never in a mental place to switch the music when I'm hearing it, is the Dueling Banjos style boss theme. It's trash in the new version. But when you're hearing the boss theme, you've got all this adrenaline pumping and you just want to get the job done. Because here, I can pause, I can go get a drink, whatever. It's a menu system. Secret of Mana is an action RPG, so like I want to pause the flow of the play. You
right.
Get it done. And
yeah.
So, I mean, we can talk more about this next week on the stream. I do love the key change they managed to ratchet in here. It's with the that leads us into it beautifully, but
I think it's
just
gutsy for a looped track too.
Yeah, because then they have to figure out how to get back.
That's right.
How do they get back?
It's happening soon.
They use another They just use another one of those.
Yeah. Alright, let's go save, and then we'll be done for the day. Hey, on action RPGs versus turn-based battle themes, are you looking at, like, the Tales games for action RPGs? What are you using for action RPGs? I will sleep on the dream cushion. I forget what it does.
Yes. Depending on who's with you, you see different dreams. Or who's in the front of your party.
Alright, this is a cool way to end the night then.
Yeah, and I think there's a couple different dreams for even Mario, but or it's just who's in the front of your party or something. I don't remember. We can do a few of those next time, or even like save and then do them all so that we don't lose any coins.
Yeah, we'll save and do them all. If we would do the bare minimum of stuff to do, because we have the super suit, I think we could finish the game in 2 hours. We're pretty close, actually.
Yeah.
By the way,
QLEX will take a little bit of time, but
that when the stream ends, normally we lose our chat room. If you look in the upper right now that I'm an affiliate and an important person, apparently, I can make specific chat rooms. So if you pop into the Ludomusicology chat room instead of this stream's chat, I think that will stick around.
Yeah.
I don't know yet. I mean, this is the first week, right? So we'll have to...
Yeah, we'll have to play with that.
Yeah, but we're getting the stream gets cool features eventually. I am thinking about putting up a list of all the gear I use to do this so I can help other people figure it out. And then we all make money if you buy those things. There's all sorts of weird money-making things you can do, like below the page, if you will, if you scroll down. Like right now I've got Toon Link conducting.
Yeah.
I can put a whole bunch of stuff there, and I'm not going to clutter it, but the options are weird, and a lot now.
I just put something in the Ludo chat. We'll see if it hangs out.
Nice.
Interesting.
Anyway, I'm sure that we will all figure out more about all the new cool things later on. For now, I think we're all going to go to bed.
Yeah.
And
Indeed.
hopefully finish Mario RPG next week. So that me and Dana can do Star Tropics in 2 weeks. That's really what it's all about.
Star Tropics! That's my jam. I also have a lot of transcriptions for that one. We'll be back to the non-fan transcriptions.
Nice.
So stay tuned.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Well, we'll see everybody next week.